return!
Most people believe Bill Cipher is gone for good, defeated in the finale, never going to return. The story ended, the threat passed, and Gravity Falls moved on. And that feels reassuring, but that belief depends on one dangerous assumption, that Bill Cipher is actually gone. Because when you look closer at the Axelottle, the theraprism, the statue in the woods, the Book of Bill, are signs he's still reaching outward. Bill's story doesn't look finished, it looks paused. You might think Bill was stopped. He was, once. But if you want to understand why his return would be worse than what weirdmageddon was, and why his escape would mean there's no way back, and why this time Bill wouldn't be stopped, then you need to ask a harder question. Not if Bill Cipher could return, but what happens when he does. In the finale of Gravity Falls, Bill Cipher is defeated, shattered, erased, destroyed for good. And for years, that's where the story seemed to end. But what if that wasn't the whole truth? As Bill Cipher is being destroyed, something strange happens. In his final moments, Bill doesn't scream in rage. He doesn't curse the Pines family. He calls out,
Hey, Axelottle! My time has come to burn! I invoke the ancient power that I may return!
Bill invokes a cosmic being known as the Axelottle, an ancient force that exists beyond time, space, and even Bill himself. And Bill doesn't threaten him. He begs. He asks for another chance to live. And unbelievably, the Axelottle answers. But not with forgiveness, not with escape. Instead, Bill is offered something far more unsettling. A second chance, but with conditions. And that's where Bill Cipher's story actually continues. If Bill Cipher didn't truly die, then the obvious question is, where is he? He is contained. Bill Cipher is currently imprisoned in a place known as the theraprism. Not a conventional prison, but a form of cosmic therapy, designed specifically for beings who need therapy more than anything. Bill is in the theraprism under maximum security. Bill is isolated, monitored, and most importantly, forced to confront himself. There, Bill is subjected to endless therapeutic reflection. He's made to relive the consequences of his actions. There's a reason the Axelottle didn't just let Bill die. Death would have been an escape. Therapy is punishment. The Axelottle's goal isn't revenge, it's accountability. To force Bill to acknowledge what he's done, without denial, and without turning destruction into a joke. But here's the problem. Bill Cipher has never grown by reflection. He survives by rejecting it. Knowing Bill, therapy won't do anything for him. It only gives him more time to plan, manipulate, and wait. Because as long as Bill is conscious, he is still a threat. And containment is only temporary. Bill isn't gone. He isn't redeemed. He's paused. And history has shown that Bill Cipher only needs one opening, one mistake to come back. If Bill Cipher is locked in the theraprism, then escape should be impossible. And yet, something doesn't add up. Because part of Bill never left Gravity Falls. According to the Book of Bill, Bill Cipher's petrified physical body still holds some of his power, even after Bill was supposedly erased. Deep in the woods of Gravity Falls, the statue remains, somewhat active. Bill's stone hand is still raised, ready for a deal. That detail matters. Deals were never just Bill's personality, they were his method of entering into reality. Which means escape doesn't require Bill to break out from the theraprism himself. If someone were to shake that hand, knowingly or not, it could act as a gateway. A way to reconnect Bill's consciousness to the physical world, and give him a body again. That's how Bill would escape, through deals. Bill Cipher doesn't need to convince everyone. He only needs one person, someone curious, desperate, lonely, or convinced they're smarter than Bill himself. And history shows that Bill Cipher is very good at finding exactly that kind of person. If Bill Cipher ever returns, it'll be because someone helped him. And the unsettling truth is, he already has followers. There exists something called ciphertology, a cult of loyal humans devoted to Bill Cipher himself, treating him not as a villain, but as a god of truth and freedom. Much of what we know about this comes from the Book of Bill. Ciphertology was formed as a New Age-style religious movement, led by the notorious conman Silas Birchtree, who in reality was Bill Cipher piloting Silas's corpse. This matters. It proves Bill has already built organized belief systems. Members of ciphertology would absolutely shake Bill's hand. They wouldn't hesitate. They'd see it as salvation, which makes them the most obvious candidates for freeing him. But here's the thing, they're too obvious. So while ciphertology proves Bill still has followers, I don't think someone from the cult would be the one in reality to shake Bill's hand. I think there is something that matches that better. There's a Twitter account called Oregon Parks Department. It was run by a man named Gus Burnside. At first the account looks normal, but after a while the posts start getting weird.
Strange today. Does anyone know someone named Bill? Comment if this book is yours.
Gus finds something in the woods, the Book of Bill. Gus was actually the first person to find the book as it crossed over to this world.
What is going on? Teeth, teeth, teeth.
Inside are teeth, real teeth. He describes it. This doesn't act the way books are supposed to act. Terrified, Gus buries it. The next day, the book is back in his house. Panicking, Gus does the only thing he thinks might work. He burns it. As it burns, the book spells out a message: you shouldn't have done that. Not long after, a missing person poster for Gus Burnside appears, and then nothing, just absence. Why was Bill so interested in Gus? Gus wasn't a believer. He was just curious. And curiosity was enough to pull Bill's influence forward. Bill managed to get his book through to the real world through Gus. But why would he want that? We assume Bill Cipher will return through a person. Someone curious enough to make a mistake. But what if that assumption is wrong? What if Bill doesn't need a human at all? On the Oregon Parks Department, there's a post that stands out. A real bird called the western meadowlark. Yellow body, black markings. It looks way too much like Bill Cipher. That alone would be a strange coincidence, but it doesn't stop there. In the Book of Bill, we see Bill's stone eye begin to glow as the bird lands on his outstretched hand. That matters. So the question becomes unavoidable. Did they make a deal? We know Bill's rules. He just needs interaction. A bird wouldn't understand contracts, but it can interact. If a living creature, acknowledging him, even unknowingly, it might be enough. This is what makes the idea terrifying. It's just a bird, which means if Bill's return depends on interaction rather than intent, then anyone or anything could trigger it. Is this definitive proof that Bill is back? No. But it is proof that his influence is still reaching outward. And if Bill Cipher ever returns, it may not be because someone wanted him back, but because something simply noticed him. And if all Bill needs is one moment of contact, then the scariest part isn't that Bill is plotting. It's that the world might free him by accident. If Bill Cipher escaped tomorrow, would weirdmageddon begin immediately? After all, Bill already had a physical body once, and we know he can possess empty bodies when there's no soul inside. So what would actually stop him from turning reality inside out the moment he's free? The first weirdmageddon didn't begin instantly by accident. It required preparation. But Bill already has a body, so what stops him to just start using that the moment he gets free? Weirdmageddon would begin once again. But this time Bill won't make a mistake. He'd rebuild the conditions first, and once he is done, he would rule everything with nothing holding him back. This version of Bill Cipher is far more terrifying than the one before, because now Bill won't make any mistakes. If Bill Cipher returns, he would return with full knowledge of his only weakness, and not make the mistake again that costed him everything. Bill already knows how close he came. He knows that entering the mindscape was a mistake. He knows rushing cost him everything, which means next time, he won't give them that chance. Then there will be no family left who knows how to stop him. and Bill Cipher doesn't make the same mistake twice. And if Bill Cipher ever comes back, it wouldn't be a battle. It would be game over. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you want to see more Bill Cipher videos, subscribe to this channel so you won't miss an upload.